right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so imagine this like a lady sleeping. So her head is over here, her stomach is here, and then her legs. So she's kind of sleeping with folded legs, right? This is her leg, and this is her face, and this is her body, right? So this is the Queen Cassiopeia. So just remember this M shape, and this is Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is the queen. And then, if you use these three stars as an arrow mark, right? And then go up here, you see it will point to this star. Okay? And below this star there is one more star here, and the third star here. Can you see these three stars?
Yeah.
Right? So these three stars belong to Andromeda. Okay? You might have heard about the Andromeda galaxy, right? The Andromeda galaxy is right over here. Right? Here. Okay, so I'll remove. So when I switch off this laser, you will be able to see a fuzzy object over here. So it's not a star; it's a fuzzy object. So you have a star over here, and just next to the star there is a fuzzy object. Now, if you directly see that fuzzy object, you will not see that. So you see somewhere over here, right? Point your eye somewhere here, but try to observe this area. Then you will see that object. That's the Andromeda galaxy. Okay, so now what your Andromeda galaxy. Okay. So Andromeda galaxy, although it is 1.2 million light years away. So although it is more than 1.2 light years away, 1.2 million light years away, it is visible to the naked eye from dark sky. So the technique that you need to use is you need to look away from that, and then you will see this.
But why?
Is everyone able to see this?
Yes. Why is it like that?
So that's called averted vision. Okay. So this technique that we just used now is called averted vision. So what happens is our eyes, right? So our eyes have two kinds of cells, rods and cones. Rods are on the sides and cones are in the center. And cones can see light, whereas rods can see only the change in brightness. So take a moment and look around you. You can actually see everyone, but you cannot see any colors. Right? Everything is grayscale. Like somebody might be, many of us are wearing all these colorful shirts and dresses, but we can't see any color. That's because cones do not work in low light. Okay, but cones are in the center of the eye, right? So that's why we have to try to see all these through the side of our eyes. Okay, so this object here, if you have binoculars, you can also point your binoculars at this, and then you can see a wonderful galaxy over here. Okay, so that's Andromeda galaxy. Now, how do you find Andromeda galaxy? You take Cassiopeia. You first find this M shape, and then use this as an arrow. Go up. You'll see this star. From that, one star down, two star down, and on the side you will see this this galaxy. Is everyone able to see the Andromeda galaxy?
Yes.
Is anyone not able to see Andromeda galaxy? No, not throughout the year. Maybe six months. So winter months we will definitely see. So if you go to, okay, please listen to me. Okay. Now, so we started our journey from the west, and now we have come to north. So this is north, and there is one particular star over here. Can you see this star? So this star is the pole star. Okay. So this is what marks the north celestial pole. This is very close to the north celestial pole. Now, what is so significant or so important about this particular star?
It remains constant.
Yeah, exactly. So it remains there in the sky. So I told you that all these stars rise in the east and set in the west, right? I showed you one star which was over here. It is not visible anymore because it has set. And this constellation which was down here, it has come up, right? But this star, throughout the night, it will remain here. It will not move. Why is that? Why doesn't it move?
No.
Yeah, but so why?
Cover this. Cover the. No, I'm recording
So
this.
Earth,
sorry.
Earth
Okay.
rotates around itself, right? So Earth rotates around an axis. So you have, so let's say this is the Earth, and Earth is rotating. But when the Earth is rotating, its axis always points in this particular direction. So that is why, although the Earth is moving, the sky seems to be moving. This star seems to be always at one particular point. There is a story associated with this. You might have heard the story of Dhruva. So Dhruva, he was the son of a king, Uttana Padaraya, and then it is said that he wanted to play on the throne, but his stepmother did not allow him to play on the throne, and she said, "You have to be born in my womb to be able to play on the throne." So he gets really sad, and then he goes and he does penance, he does tapasya, and then after a few years, Vishnu, his favorite deity, he appears and he asks, "Okay, what do you want to be?" He says, I want to play on the throne, so I want to be the king. And then the god says, "No, you don't be the king of the earth, but I'll make you the king of the sky." So that means that the people of ancient India, they have observed this phenomenon that there is this particular star which doesn't move like the king of the sky, right? So that's why, this is how we can remember that the pole star Polaris Dhruva, he doesn't move, or the star doesn't move, or it doesn't appear to move. Exactly. Throughout the year, it's in this position. Whichever month you come, you can see it. All these constellations, you will see only few months in a year, but Polaris, you will always see in the same position. Okay, so next year, okay, if you come next month, it will be in the same position. Yeah, that's what I told you. So it is pointing to the axis of the Earth. So Earth is rotating around itself, but the axis points in this particular direction, and coincidentally we have a star in that direction. So that is why it appears to be in that same position. Okay. All right. So now, how do we identify Polaris? So I told you that we have this Cassiopeia over here, right? So there is these three stars, right? These three stars, you make an angular bisector. So there is an angle, right? So half of the angle, take half of the angle and come down, and that will point to this. After some time, Cassiopeia will go down, and then we will see the Big Dipper, which is the Saptarishi Mandala. So once that comes, it becomes easier to identify. So there are two stars of Saptarishi Mandala which directly point. So now Saptarishi Mandala is directly below. So that is why it is below the horizon. So we are not able to see Saptarishi Mandala. After 6 hours, this will go down, and then we will see Saptarishi Mandala in this particular. That's not a satellite, that's a plane.
So on the right.
On the right?
It's like
Above Perseus.
I don't want to point my laser to the plane, so I'll just let it go.
yeah.
Sometimes here, sometimes here. No, I mean we don't know. I mean many places they